Good morning, all. Ira Epstein with your Morning Flash Update. And this is for Tuesday, the 5th of August, 2025, about 8:20 a.m. Central Time. We just had President Trump on CNBC about an hour ago, a little more than that, at 7 a.m. And he was talking about his picks for the Fed chair. And he said Scott Bessent has decided very clearly, does not want to leave the treasurer position, loves what he's doing, so he's out of the race. But there are 4 candidates, according to the president. We know of 2, obviously. And now the question is, who are the other 2? And I didn't get him to, at least I didn't hear that part where he said who the other 2 are. I looked at the news and I'm not seeing anything there so far. But 4 is a good choice. He was very happy to see one of the Fed governors just stepped away. He'll fill that position soon. But remember, that person has to be vetted by the Senate, and they're out on summer break at this point. So don't look for a new appointment to hit just yet. All right. Be careful today, in the sense that you had a big rally yesterday in stock indices, and that's often met with a Tuesday reversal. You're trying to do that in the Dow, so the Dow is coming on board and letting you know it doesn't want to participate. But the rally was broad yesterday, one of the best I've seen, and that carried, probably in terms of how many stocks participating, one of the highest number to the upside since May, and that was important. You're down a bit in the energy markets this morning. Before we get too far, let's take a look at the day's data. You had the monthly trade balance come out. They were expecting it down $10 billion. They got a little more than that. It was down to $60.2 billion from the $71.5. They even revised that number higher, so this is an even better number. It's $10.5 billion. Then we look at retail sales, and these are just stellar numbers. The consumer isn't going away. I wonder how much of this is now school purchases that are going on, the back-to-school part. But you're up 5.4% in retail compared to the week ending a year ago, up 6.5%. In a few minutes here, we're going to get the S&P Global Group final July service sector PMI. Then at 9, we're going to get the ISM numbers. And then we get the API numbers at 3:30. And of course, corporate earnings. We're going to see a number of companies coming out. You saw the Palantir did exceptionally well, took off. But we have more of that coming on. You're going to have AMD. You're going to have some of the other companies. Now the question is just how good is good and can it keep running? So far, if you look at the S&P numbers of reporting companies, it's a blowout. I think something like 81% beat on the top line and 66% on the bottom line. Those are considered just really good numbers. Now, if you want to keep up with everything we do, one of the ways to do that, of course, is to take advantage of our free offers. You'll see the icons on the top you can click. The dollar index today, waffling. You're down 13 points in the euro, up 11, almost the same number that you're down in the euro. In the dollar, you're up. Other currencies back and forth. We have some trade ministers flying in, the head of Switzerland and the president of Switzerland, and the prime minister of Japan is on his way. Everybody trying to make a last-minute deal. Switzerland did hold an emergency conference yesterday inside of Switzerland with lawmakers and so on, prepared to make a very good last offer, in their opinion. We'll see how President Trump looks at it, if they can get down their 39% tariff. And Japan wants to get rid of that 27% tariff on certain automobiles that are exported to the U.S. Bonds and notes giving back a little bit. You know, we got under the 4.20 yesterday in the 10-year note. It's back to 4.21 today. You can see what's going on there. And in the grain market, you're getting a little bit of short covering in the meal, the soybeans and the soy oil, but down again in wheat and corn. So that pretty much covers where we're at. I'm Ira Epstein. I'll catch up with you at the end of the day. You have a great trading day. See you later.